Okay, well, Kevin, if you're good with it, let's just start with this. If you give us a rundown and kind of, and we're all looking at you from the left, so if you want to look this way, that'll be the, everyone good with that? Tanya,
Yeah,
good
if
with
you want
that?
to look in the middle towards Linda.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, you want to just give us a rundown of where these investigations stand right now, and then if you're cool with it, we'll ask you a couple questions and get you on out of here. So, where do things stand right now?
Well, as you know, we've had 3 homicides in 3 days, so to speak. So the investigation team's actually running full speed, pumping in energy from every direction it can. So thus far in the investigation, they haven't found anything to relate any of the 3 of them. So there are 3 separate investigations going on simultaneously as we speak.
Okay. Any idea on, we get some questions about, should the public know anything about this? Should they be worried about anything about this? Are there any suspects, anything they should be on the lookout for? What would you say to that?
Well, at this point, if they reside in the neighborhoods in which any of these 3 homicides occurred, if they have any information, do not hesitate to call us about anything. Don't think it's too small or think we may already know it. All information is good information for us right now. Like I said, we're early in the investigation parts on all 3 investigations, so we want to look at every angle we can to make sure that we show up any open spots that we need to.
Captain, we are starting the year off on a pretty bad note. 3 in just the first month. How overwhelming is this for the investigative team kind of trying to do this all at once, 3 back to back?
Well, I won't say unfortunately, it's a bad start. That's not how we want to start the year. It's not how we want our community to be viewed. As far as the pressure on the investigative team, I think here at the Bibb County Sheriff's Office, we're fortunate. We have some experienced guys working the case. These guys and girls work endless hours. They're very experienced in what they do. They're knowledgeable in what they do. They have contacts in our community that's helping out as much as they can. So as far as it being cumbersome, it is a heavy weight, but I think they carry well.
Sheriff Davis texted one of our reporters yesterday and said, obviously things are still preliminary. We know that not a lot of these get solved in 24 hours. We get that. He did say it looked like preliminarily the first 2 the homicides of the year, the one in North Macon and the other one on Roy Street, looked like there could have been a drug connection. What's the story behind that?
Well, as far as connections, we're looking at all angles. So we've had information come in going in many directions, and drugs has been one of them, but it's one of those, there's nothing concrete on that to say right now. We're still trying to dig and find out what we can.
Kind of zoom back level, a 19-year-old was killed last night, pronounced dead early this morning around 1:30. What brought him to that neighborhood? What was he doing there? Do you know who he was with?
Well, again, I don't want to put too much out there at this point. We're still early into it, but I do want to kind of hone in on that age, because that's concerning for us. As you know, last year we had murders. The year before that we had quite a lot. 19, that bothers me. I have teenage kids. Not that the age matters in death, but it's one of those deals. The age is getting younger and younger, and these kids playing with guns. And I say playing with guns because they can't respect what that machine can do if they're dying at the hand of it, because they're likening it to a game system. Is what we feel. They need to learn how to have conflict resolution. If they have an issue that they don't know how to deal with, they need to seek guidance from somebody else. Taking the issue to their own hands with a gun, that's not the answer.
Is that, again, preliminarily speaking, is that what you think may have occurred last night? It was a conflict, or was it a sort of drive-by random situation?
Again, still early into that, so we can't go into the details of it. But nevertheless, it's a 19-year-old that's in the presence of a gun. That in and of itself shouldn't be the case.
If it was his gun or somebody else's?
We can't go into that right now.
Walk us through, there's so many crime shows on TV. You go on Netflix, you go on, every cable channel. It's all fiction.
Yes.
People have an idea, probably distorted, of what your job looks like. I know there are things you can and cannot tell us. You don't want to give away guilty knowledge. We get that. Walk our viewers through what you can about what your process is. What are you looking for in these cases? What helps lead to arrests?
Well, for us, yes, you have several different television shows that try to shed light into what we do. However, if you look at those shows, they're usually 30 minutes to an hour show, and they have this crime solved by the time the show's over with. Well, that's not the case with us. That's not the case in life. We have had cases to where you get there and it's open and shut. You know all the players involved, all the facts involved. But for the most part, it's just old school police work. You have to get out and talk to people. You have to follow each case from A to Z. You can't skip a beat, because if you do, you miss something, and you run the risk of apprehending the wrong person or not apprehending somebody at all. And that's something that we take serious. We don't want to put the wrong people behind bars. We want to get the right people to put in their place.
Any suspects been identified in any of these 3 shootings so far?
Not that we can say right now.
Anything else, guys?
You know, I gotta ask, this may be a question more for the sheriff, but there's no secret, there is a manpower shortage, man and woman power shortage in the sheriff's office. I don't know how hard your department in particular, which is investigation, has been affected by that, but does it, with that lack of manpower, make your job more difficult, especially when you have cases pile up 1, 2, 3 in a row?
I think I'll defer to the sheriff on that one.
Want to loop back, just to be crystal clear. Is there anything you can tell us, the public who is concerned about this, besides look out for anything unusual? Is there anything concrete that you can tell us that might jog somebody's memory? Say, oh, you know what, that was important and I saw it and I didn't notice it. Any details you can give us on that front?
Not details per se, but I do want to say we've had some Crime Stoppers come in, and a lot of times people that call in Crime Stoppers, they want to remain anonymous. So they don't give a name, they don't give contact information. But I do want to let those let those know that made that contact. We've read them. We understand. One particular wrote a nice synopsis of what they thought could have happened in one of the cases. Nothing pointing towards a suspect, but I want to say that because I want to show we read every tip that comes in. If they send it to us, we're going to look into it because, like, the public don't understand. It may be something that they've seen that is minute, but it may be huge. The person that I'm speaking of on this one wrote some stuff that we were looking into, and they just shored up some information that we were speculating on.
Just to be clear, kind of the name and title stuff, Kevin Shermaine Jones over the investigations.
Criminal Investigation Division.
CID.
CID violent crimes.
Yeah. And no motive so far you can share with us for any of these?
Not as yet.
I got it.
More professional right there.
Anything we're missing? Joe, Tanya, anybody?
No. That's it.
Cool.
Anything else, Captain?
Again, I want to say, if you have any information, don't hesitate to call the Bibb County Sheriff's Office or hit Crime Stoppers. Both lines are fully open, and we're accepting all information.
It's on you. Thanks, Kevin. That wasn't so bad, right?
But your question about what she sent sheriff about when you said